Good afternoon, everyone. So we are meeting this weekend also for your quest of your knowledge and rationality and happiness. Then you are into pre-festival celebration, I guess. Good, like pre-wedding. Regarding festivals, UPSC for many years used to conduct mains right after Diwali. For many people like us, for many years, was spending Diwali in a single room studying for the exam alone. Also, before 4 years before that, 4 years of engineering, all my 4 years examination were right after Diwali. So for so many years, I was alone. Anyways, challenges come, you have to fight. Now time is there to celebrate, so celebrate. May not UPSC now become, I guess, a bit. You may know also now after Diwali they are conducting. I guess before Diwali now they are conducting examinations. So, ethics in governance, what we all studied. What is crisis of conscience? Extreme, turmoil, tension, your core values get challenged. And if you take a decision, you will feel guilt feelings every day. That is crisis of conscience. And further, after that, what we study? Okay, and then which topic? Accountability. Responsibility. What is accountability? Formal and external. Okay. Yes, formal and external. Yes, both accountabilities are needed. We know that that IS Maharashtra was held accountable by social media. Action was taken by supply side accountability. Okay, action was taken by the UPSC. So both are needed, supply side and demand side accountability. And we touched upon, I guess, governance, good governance. What is good governance? Yes, quality aspects of governance, that is good governance. And governance? Yes, participatory decision making. A simple language or the World Bank puts is the manner in which authorities exercise in the management of countries' resources for social economic development. Now, ethics in governance. What is ethics in governance? Yes. Yes, now a bit of detail we will discuss in ethics and governance and its relationship with good governance as well. So, ethics in governance is what? It's about following established standards of ethics. If that established standards are there in governance, then it is ethics in governance. What are the established standards? Like teleology, deontology, the seven values by Nolan Committee or Gandhian principles, or dharma, karma, satyamev jayate, or ethical principles. If you follow that, there will be ethics in governance. One question for you: is ethics and governance and good governance synonymous? Ethics in governance is equal to good governance. Yes, no, and why? Any act of decision making which is participatory is governance, and if it has those octagonal values, then it is good governance. So is governance and good governance. Okay, good governance equal to ethics in governance. Why? How? Give some illustrations. But this can also have accountability, transparency. These are also some ethics in governance also. Okay, okay. But that is also governance. Management. Okay. So we can let go efficiency for welfare. But one of the pillars is also equity. Equity means welfare. The pillar is equity.
So ethics can be different by one. The rest of the ethics and governance can be different. For example, here
so ethics in governance is equal to morality. So can morality is equal to ethics? Then that's what I'm asking. What is the major difference between ethics, governance, and good governance? Okay, nice point. See, good governance deals with the quality aspect of governance. So, quality, good governance, quality aspect. That is quality in what? Policy making and policy implementation. That quality should come. That is quality aspect, policy making and policy implementation quality. But which quality, that hexagon, those values, if you have, that is quality. Or the ethics in governance is about standards have been followed or no. Even if you have quality, it does not necessarily means that there is ethics in governance. Ethics in governance is more how state reacts to the situation. Whether state reacts in a established standard and principles. That is whether the state remains neutral. That is ethics in governance. Example, Prime Minister or indirectly reacted to Kolkata, that horrendous crime. But did the state react in Manipur? Later they reacted, but Prime Minister didn't react. So there was no ethics in governance. There is good governance. Government is promoting what? Modi is saying governance is an art. Good governance. But state did not react. So no ethics in governance. State was not neutral that time. That is one difference. Also, good governance is about participation. Participation, decision making and enlightened policy making. There should be participation of all the stakeholders. Good governance or governance, private, government, NGOs, people. This is good governance. Participate, consensus orientation. Participatory is the first value, consensus orientation. PPP projects, there is participation. Participation is there. Private sector is public-private partnership. Modi ji also talks about 4 P's. Who is that P? People. Sometimes they also talk of 5 P. Panchayat. So, but Panchayat in villages, I think there is not much public-private partnership. It's all government. So there is participation, but intention matters of that participation. This is coming public, private, PPP. What is the intention of the private people? Whether it is self-commitment. If there is self-commitment, then there will be ethics in governance. But private sector has a vested interest. So it's still participating. Policy has been made, but has a vested interest, which may cause loss to the exchequer. There is 2 phenomena. The economic survey once pointed out in PPP, there is information asymmetry And hold up phenomena. PPP participation is there, but there is information asymmetry and hold up phenomena. What is this? Hold up phenomena. It's more of cartelization. Economic survey had put it. If there are many private sectors bidding for one project, suppose, and the private sector cartelize and don't give a best deal. Everyone suppose is bidding for 10 crores. He will win for 9.5 crores, 9 crores. But project is such that even if we bid for 5 crores, it can be profitable. But still they won't. That is hold up. And there is information asymmetry also. Information asymmetry means, see, for building roads, for mining minerals, rare earth materials, you need expertise. And bureaucrats are generalists. So they don't have that quality of info. How much gas will come? What is the structure of the shale gas or the rocks? So there is information asymmetry. Because you can see the various what they do, what I'm not getting that what to search minerals, some technique is there they do. How many depth of gas can have. That private sector has that expertise. Government may not. They say there is some amount of gas, X amount. But there may be X plus Z amount of gas. So information asymmetry. So in PPP promotes good governance. Participation is there. But accountability can also be there. Transparency can also be there. Be transparent. But intention is different. This intention, then good governance is not equal to ethical governance. There can be good governance but not ethical governance. One more example. There is midday meal scheme. Good governance. And as in Madhya Pradesh, they were first given eggs in midday meal scheme. They replaced eggs with milk. Good governance. Okay, nutrition is ensured. Even transparent process, accountability, everything is there. But freedom of choice is gone. So it does not meet the ethical standards. That human dignity, every person is sacred. There should be choice. So replacing eggs with milk. Then again, this is good governance. Good can be being vegetarian, but can't be universal. This be also good governance, but not ethics in governance. I think doesn't make nutritional sense also. Eggs has 5-6 grams of protein. Milk has very little. Very easy to adulterate. Pani dal do ho gaya adulterate. How egg you will adulterate? Very complex technique. China has been doing that. Artificial eggs, but difficult to adulterate. So this, the policy also doesn't make sense. So this is how good governance is different from ethical governance. Ethical governance, the main aim, if you consider, dharma, karma and satyamev jayate. Even if you have good governance, these values may not be possible to achieve. Participation, etc. Okay, this is good governance and difference between ethical governance. Ethical governance will be just, fair. Good governance, qualitative. But just rule may also not result in qualitative rule always. If you look at the relationship, we can put this way. Ethics in governance, good governance and governance. Even if you put government also here. That is, and if everything, the ethics in governance is there, good governance will be there automatically. You don't like this, then draw 4 circles. This will be overlapping of everything. So any doubts here? Kunsa? How government reacts, that also. State being neutral, is one of the ethics in governance. We already talked about state should be neutral to ensure every person is treated equally and there is dignity of every person is respected. The state rule is neutral, that is acts in every situation where there is question mark on governance. The Manipur incident, there was question marks on the governance. Suppose if opposition party was in power in Manipur, they would have dismissed that government. President ruled, but they did not do anything. Government did not react. But it's reacting here. In Kolkata, rightly it should react, but it should react in everywhere. Also, you can take EDCBI, how they are targeted corruption only in opposition leaders, not neutrality and not reacting about the corruption in their own party. So that is not ethics in governance, it's good governance it can be. Crusade against corruption. Establish standards it should of ethics. Those theories, teleology, that is good for greatest good, you should treat human as an end in itself, not a means to an end. Kant, that is established standards are the philosophies which should be followed. Other values if you want Satyamev Jayate, Dharma, Karma, etc. That is what it is. Have we written the difference about governance and good governance? लिखा है? तो लिखना है कि you will manage. लिख लो. ये overlapping 4 circle बना. But I think this will be better. 1, 2, 3, 4. Governance, good governance, government, ethics in governance. Can be overlapping also. ये ठीक है ना? यहाँ पे मतलब this is don't draw in core, okay? ऐसा मत बनाओ. Ethics in governance is not the core. So what can be the difference between governance and good governance? This good governance indicates the quality of decision making. Yeah, yes. Yes, quantity wise, but it indicates how authority is exercised. It's more than how authority is exercised. It is value neutral. This is value neutral. This is value laden. To understand value neutral, value laden, no values it seeks to promote. Value laden, you know which values it's values that octagon, value laden. This quality of decisions made on certain qualitative values. Is a decision made on certain qualitative values, value laden, it has some values. This is value neutral, no values. This governance, what is this? Manner and exercising, how power is exercised. This is context oriented. Context, you understand context? How it is context oriented? Tell. Yes, governance. Yes, okay, but I am looking for a bit sharper point. Context oriented. How is context oriented? Yes, in various field it can attach with that various field also. Corporate governance, financial governance, judicial governance, environmental governance. So in context, it will have different values. Context oriented. This is largely related to administration, quality of decision in administration. Good governance, administration. This can be corporate governance. This can be financial governance, judicial governance, environmental governance. Okay, corporate governance also we'll touch upon today. Indicates quality of governance in administration. But they have different values. Foundational values of all these are different. It depends on the context. Value, largely value neutral, so you can attach value. This is value hidden, they eat values of this. It doesn't change. How counter? Universal values need skippage. Value neutral, it depends on the context. They are already value needed. That's why administration is value. Sometimes they say value neutral, sometimes they say value needed. That is very big debate in public administration, whether public administration is value needed or value neutral. So after this write up it, then they have, although they have differences, but they were conceptualized by international financial institutions. In context of solving the problems of the society. Context of solving the problems of the society. You want difference between administration and governance also. Manage हो जाएगा. What is administration? Versus governance. Manage हो जाएगा. Okay. Administration, we know, is an institution. Administration responsible for policy implementation largely. Institution. What is governance? Then, इसका opposite बता रहे. Don't tell the management of country. This is an institution. We all know institution that administration alone will be responsible for policy making, policy implementation, policy observation, policy monitoring, policy feedback, policy research also. So, here also interface happens. Bureaucrats talk among themselves. This ministry, that ministry, coordination. Governance, process. Okay. So institution is also there. This institution. So it is emerged as a protest against administration, decision making, collective decision. Here, individualized decision making. We alone will decide. This largely emerge as a protest against administration. Participatory decision making. So they broke this institution. Governance was a monopoly of administration or bureaucracy. It was synonymous. Governance was synonymous with bureaucracy. No. Both administrations since eternity. Phase reforms of phase 1, phase 2 approach. A not important timeline for you guys. It will create a lot of confusion. Big timelines are there. It is more required for optional people. Those timeline and that bureaucracy started. Bureaucracy, if you see it started in ancient ages also, there were bureaucrats were there. That is called as charismatic authority. Kings were charismatic and people who are worshipping them carrying out their duties of bureaucrats. They are different class, not required here. This is more about exercisal of power. More about exercising of power. This is more about dispersal of power. Dispersal of power. It is known for following rules, regulations. This is for collective problem solving. Following rules, we have discussed how whether a person becomes totally rule-oriented, rules becomes an end in itself. We just follow rules, that gets entrapped in that box and cage of rationality. Rules becomes an end. That is results in goal displacement. Goal was social justice, but goal became following rules. And this is more about collective problem solving. It is known for inefficiency. This can lead to inefficiency. Known for participation. Institution, protest against administration, protest against the institution of administration, promoting participatory decision making. More about exercise of power and authority. It is dispersal of power. How power gets dispersed from bureaucracy, policy making should be of those three triangle: people, civil society, private sector, government, participative policy making, enlightened policy making. Following rules becomes important here. Following rules and legals and procedures, regulations, collective problem solving. This is more of inefficiency. This promotes participation. This is the difference between administration and governance. Now write down ethics in governance. Participation, enlightened policy. Following rules result in efficiency. Participation, collective problem solving result in participation. May not necessarily. That's why I avoid. Participation can also lead to chaos. Bureaucrats are experts. People are movers. Bureaucracy is a think tank of the government. They want specialist think tank, so they have created Niti Aayog, another think tank. And it also, now article had came, it is also moving towards planning commission, becoming a bureaucratic organization. That's every organization is going to die. Good leader can just delay the death of an organization. But very soon happening. The Arvind Pangaria, I guess, was the first head of Niti Aayog. He resigned in protest that I was not given a cabinet minister rank, I guess. He was given. Then I was not even called for cabinet meetings, etc. And not something then he went to Western countries to pursue his teaching job. He's a professor. Now he has come back and is heading 16th Finance Commission. Irony of facts. Not necessarily. Governance is more about participation. That is also criticism of governance. You are promoting good governance in a Western model, top down, but you are not focusing on self-governance. You are weakening the PRIs and ULBs in the name of good governance. Ram Rajya is what? Good governance only. In Indian context, good is self-governance. Promote that only. Any act of decision making, right? Ethics in governance, any act of decision making is considered as governance. And if decision making is based on some values, it can be considered as good governance. And if good governance meets ethical standards, it can be called as ethics in governance. Any good may not be ethical. As any good may not be ethical, as it may not be based on established standards of ethics. May not be based on the established standards of ethics. That is descriptive ethics, normative ethics. Teleology, deontology, Nolan principles. Next, good governance and governance. Indicates quality of decision making. Good governance and governance indicates quality of decision making in policy making and policy implementation. Decision making in policy making and policy implementation. Good governance and governance indicates the quality of decision making in policy making and policy implementation. But ethics in governance indicates the act of the state. Whether it reacts or not. That is whether the state remains neutral. The state remains neutral. If the state simply doesn't act, it means there is no ethics in governance. Now write example, the Manipur case where the state seemed to be not acting. In the Manipur case, the state seemed to be not acting. At the same time, the state may have transparency, citizen charter, etc. State may have transparency, citizen charter, that is good governance. Good governance may not set as rigorous standards, may not set as rigorous standards for governance as does ethics in governance. If you don't want to write rigorous, write quality. Good governance may not set as quality standards for governance as ethics in governance. Next, write adherence to truth. Adherence to truth, dharma, karma. Adherence to truth, dharma, karma, satyame jayate. Are all standards in ethics. When there is ethics in governance, when there is ethics in governance, there will be good governance. But reverse is not true. Write some examples now. Example: governance promotes participation. Governance promotes participation, but the participants may lack self-commitment. Ethics in governance promotes participation along with self-commitment and selflessness. Ethics in governance promotes participation along with self-commitment and selflessness. Such as in PPP projects, there is participation. The private sector may have vested interest. As there is information asymmetry and hold up phenomena. Hold up. Hold up phenomena. You understand that information asymmetry. Our government does not have expertise. Write in points. Government does not have expertise in context of PPP. Government does not have expertise. Private sector next. Private sector has expertise. But hides information. All this process happens in a transparent way. That is, there is good governance but not ethical governance. Also write another example. In one state, in the midday meal scheme, egg was replaced by milk. So this is also example of how there is good governance, not ethical governance. Okay. Further, ethics in governance is not totally related with government. Is not totally related with government only. Government only, not totally related to government only, but all organs of the state. That is judiciary, parliament, bureaucracy. If all these institutions behave in an accountable manner, then there can be ethics in governance. A just rule, just. You don't want, if you don't want to write just, write fair. Today, the state is promoting good governance, but ethics in governance is lacking. See, equate good governance more with morality versus ethics. Okay, consider morality as good governance, and ethics as ethics in governance. So it can be more relatable. So moral good can differ from this. Okay, now what can be the difference between all this? What can be the difference between all three? All four. This is an institution. Government is an institution. This is a process, a phenomena, process of participation. What is good governance? Values, ideals. What is ethics in governance? Established standards. Known for execution of policy, execution of authority. Collective way of problem solving problems of the society collectively. Improving satisfaction, quality. Quality will come, satisfaction will come, then there will be ease of living. More quality and satisfaction. This ethics in governance. Yes, happiness, promote ethics. Ethics can be happiness, rational thinking, etc. Common good, yes, summum bonum. At summum bonum. Human flourishing for all. This is quantitative, more about big governments, quantitative subject. Yes. All these are qualitative. All talks about quality. Okay. Question comes, make this table, write some intro, write some conclusion, don't fall for the trap, just giving this differences, and also write how they overlap also, and give some illustration also. When government is there, governance is there, good governance is there, and ethics in governance is not there. And when ethics in governance is there, everything is there. Nothing much in detail. We have discussed all these 4 concepts. It will be more than sufficient for you, hopefully. Otherwise, if UPSC manufactures a term, you manufacture the content according to whatever has been taught to you. Proactive governance comes, what you are going to write? Speed, efficiency, proactive, very reactive. Connect with all this only. Agile governance. What is agile governance? Agile governance. Agile, in technical way, agile governance, what they say, the 4th industrial revolution is coming, the bureaucracy should become agile, should keep on upgrading itself, its skills, so it becomes responsive. That is agile governance. Connect lateral entry also, our expertise from the market also we need. So that way new terms may come, but use your critical thinking skills and manufacture content. Don't run behind lot of content, run behind critical thinking. E-governance, etc. E-governance, GS2, I guess, not much here. Electronic governance. वो प्रैक्टिस से होगी, जितना ज़्यादा आंसर राइटिंग करोगे उतना प्रैक्टिस में स्किल हो जाएगा. ओके, विल ट्राई. पूरा 8 बजे तक बैठना पड़ेगा, सब थोड़ी बैठता है. ह्यूमन सेफ्टी इश्यूज, आई गेस. Let's see, next week we'll plan some case studies also. Case studies also will plan. Let's see how is your problem solving skills in case studies. Simple case studies I'll give initially. I don't want you guys to freak out. What is this? Maybe. Let's see. Management also should agree. Corporate governance. What is corporate governance? तो फिर तो कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस तो फाउंडेशनल वैल्यूज, ठीक है. Efficiencies, benefit should be more than cost. It would be efficiency. Profit making is the main foundational value of corporates. What is corporate governance part? Decision making, so without corporate governance also decisions are made. So Vijay Mallya also made decisions, maybe participation also of the board members. Anyone worked in private sector? Without corporate governance? Corporate governance is about the standards in governance in business. If in a simple sense, standards in governance in business. Business can be public and private also. Public business, public sector undertakings, government companies, what should be the standard of governance? That is corporate governance. Adrian Cadbury, Adrian Cadbury, a committee was held in UK. When corruption happened in private sector, they constituted a committee in 90s, Adrian Cadbury committee, that gave they said the corporate governance is the way the company is directed and managed. That is corporate governance. Also further, it has various structural and value aspect also. Structure, it says there should be, for corporate governance, there should be structure and values or behavior. There should be board of directors. There should be independent directors. There should be a CEO. There should be chairman. CEO should not be the chairman. CEO and chairman should be different. Board of directors, what are board of directors? Not shareholders. Shareholders elect board of directors. Board of directors are people elected by the shareholders who regulate the corporate. And there are independent directors also in that board of directors. Who are these independent directors? Yes, no, they are not. ऐसे तो फिर Weberian structure हो जाएगा. Independent directors are those who don't have any financial interest in the company. They ensure that whether corporate governance is being followed or not. That is corporate governance. Majorly before corporate governance, this phenomena came. They were working for profit. That is profit for their shareholders, not all stakeholders. When the corporate works for all its stakeholders, that is corporate governance. You understand shareholders and stakeholders? This factory has been set up in an agriculture area. Okay, compensation, everything was given. Shareholders want profit. But here all farms are there. Okay. But this manufacturing, suppose plastic, then you need petroleum products, I guess. Then this is secreting all hazardous chemicals here, and that field land is getting biomagnification. That chemicals are getting biomagnified and entering the food chain. But if they install all these processes to cut this, it will be expensive. Profits will decline. So they are working for all shareholders. But these people have also stake in this. So they are not working for their stakeholders. When they work for the stakeholders also, then there will be corporate governance. Understood what is corporate governance? The way companies manage and control as defined by Adrian Cadbury committee, that is corporate governance. Corporate governance is that it works for all the stakeholders, not just shareholders for profit. Corporate governance, the standards of governance which are followed in a corporate entity. Corporate governance can also be in public sector as well as in private sector. It has certain structural features also. Structural, it should have board of directors, there should be a CEO, there should be independent directors, a chairman. Tatas follow corporate governance. Who is Tata's CEO? Is it from Tata's only? There was Science Mistry, now there is Kirti Vasan. Also, didn't you? Kirti Vasan, and chairman is Chandrasekharan. But Tata chairman emeritus is Ratan Tata. That is summation of all the Tata groups. Separation of CEO and Chairman, then good corporate governance. One of the best corporate Tatas in India. Good corporate governance. And also Infosys also people say good corporate governance is there. This is corporate governance. Structural, you know all this. There should be board of directors. There should be independent director, chairman, CEO, and value aspect. They should ensure accountability, transparency, fair disclosure of financial reports, independent auditing, no creative accounting. Don't manipulate your accounts. Like who did? Adani ji. Adani ji manipulated not only our accounts but also share market. These are the characteristics largely, and one important value aspect, I guess Solomon case was there in 16th century in Britain. They said corporate governance will happen only if the people will think this corporate private entity belongs to the society, not just to the founders. If you are a founder and you think this is my company, be rest assured 20-30 years your organization is going to die. It will die even sooner also. Corporate is an entity of the society. Society makes any corporate successful. Hindustan Unilever, very successful. It sells products. Soap, shampoos. People stop buying these products. When will this survive? So corporate belongs to the society. And also the good corporate practices is CEO and chairman should not be the same person. Independent directors should be truly independent, not your proxy people like Jet Airways did. And we know Jet Airways dead, totally dead. Corporate governance, maybe this Naresh Goyal ji was a travel agent, I guess, before. Not well versed with corporate governance. That's the problem with Indian corporates. We'll discuss in the problems, many examples I have. So company, also one value aspect is company should not seek only profit but should be motivated to benefit the society. That is corporate governance. Okay. If things are clear, what is corporate governance? Corporate governance is the way the company is managed, controlled. That is corporate governance. Corporate governance is about the governance standards which are in the private, in the entities which are into businesses. Private or public, both are in businesses. Even railway is in business. Corporate governance. And yes, the structure. Yes, it should work for all the stakeholders, not just shareholders. Before corporate governance, they are working only for shareholders. Also, the structural aspect and behavioral aspect should be structural. That structure and behavioral, you know those values, all values should be there. They should work for the society. Profit should not be the motive. Corporate should be considered an entity of the society, not of the founder's entity. That is behavioral. There are also accountability, transparency, value aspects, and yes, financial disclosure of reports, etc. There should be no creative accounting. Financial disclosure should be independent, real sense. Company should adhere to accounting and auditing standards. They should remain efficient by following honesty and integrity, not compromising on ethics to remain efficient. Satyam scam, compromise on ethics. And it is dead. Satyam Computers, I guess. Satyam company was there. The whole company is going to die. This will die soon. If corporate governance is there, company will go from one generation to another generation, will keep sustaining. Tatas from generation to generation this will come. Many companies died also, I guess, in between. Absence of corporate governance. Yes, ethics in corporate. Yes, business ethics. See, corporates are not hierarchical in much sense as public sector is. Anywhere, any corporate which is emulating public sector, be rest assured, its profit will be very less. Corporate sector follows, I told you, matrix organization. You can see big corporates go to Goldman Sachs, go to big Alloy thing. You can find Tim Cook along with you, sitting with you. That is, they follow this. Also, Elon Musk. Elon Musk, I don't know how he's working. But yes, he has a team, he meets with everyone, the prominent team members. Yes, factory is a hierarchy because, see, that is routinized activities, factories. Yes, he goes. But yes, in factories, but majorly in factories, manufacturing, it is routinized. Routinized है कि भाई ये है machine इसमें डालना है. Blue collar workers, they don't follow much of this. But in service sector, it's more of an open organization. That's yes, अंबानी जी मिलते हैं इंडिया में किसी को. All influence, yes, influencers, because a narrative can be painted on social media about his wealth. So this is corporate governance. See, they are very smart. They know everything, all this corporate governance. Ambanis, they are very smart people. Maybe some overpowering things must be there. So that's why they. Don't you think Mukesh Ambani knows we are doing vulgar display of wealth? He knows everything. They are very smart people. So this is corporate governance. So any doubt in this? So write down corporate governance. Deals with standard of governance in business. Be it private sector or public sector. That is all those companies which do business including public enterprises, can be considered as corporate entities. And corporate governance is for them. Corporate governance is for them. Adrian Cadbury. Adrian Cadbury. ADRIAN, Adrian Cadbury. हाँ, Cadbury सर ने. Britannia is British oriented. That is Britannia. Britannia was also referred to Great Britain. That is Britannia. Define corporate governance as the way companies directed and controlled the company is directed and controlled. A corporate company, next point, a corporate company should run itself with certain standards of accountability and transparency. A corporate company should run itself with certain standards of accountability and transparency. In which decision is taken for the benefit of all stakeholders. And not just shareholders. Now next slide, subheading characteristics of corporate governance. First, right, accountability and transparency. Second, certain structural mechanism. Which includes CEO, chairman, board of directors, independent directors, next, board of directors should be empowered to take decisions. Next, independent directors should be independent in real sense. Next point, financial disclosures by the company to maintain transparency. Next, company should adhere to certain standards of accountability, accountability and auditing. Auditing. Further, it should also adhere, give some changing paragraph type. Further, it should also adhere to certain values. Profit should not be the first, right? Profit should not be the main motive. Rather, benefit to the society. Next, it should remain efficient. By following principle of honesty. Honesty. Next point, company's profit should not be bigger than its values. Another way of presenting for in a simpler way. Simpler in one diagram. Yes, shareholders, stakeholders. Whatever you have written, just it has been rearranged. Okay. Company will survive for many generations. Profit, not the main motive, but benefit to the society. Values more than profit. Stakeholder greater than shareholders. CEO not equal to chairman. Board of directors empowered to take decision. ID truly independent. Frederick Cadbury. ये नहीं ये इन्होंने we interpreted that position. He also recommended broadly his recommendations are his, but a further interpretation. It is not in totality, it's his interpretation. So why we need corporate governance? Why it is required? Need for corporate governance. Should I change? Yes, ethics in governance, I forgot. Ethics in governance, so if India it is considered that preamble, it's a moral compass for civil servants to ensure ethics in governance. Also, we can also say DPSPs are the moral compass for civil servants to ensure ethics in governance. Okay, that you can also use it interchangeably. Good governance also you can say. The question comes on good governance, right? Preamble and DPSP are the moral compass for good governance. If it writes ethics, then write that. That will point to the right direction. Morals will be pointed to the right direction. That is DPSPs and preamble. Why corporate governance is needed now? Yes, benefit to society. It has been increasingly emphasized in the backdrop of LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization. Big corporates came into being. Big corporates. In India also, but also there was corporate failure also, corruption, etc. So that's why in UK this committee was formulated, the Cadbury committee. Market failure. I guess Thatcherism, before Thatcherism, I guess market totally failed and she got that. She also opened that economy that time. This Thatcherism and Reaganism, it is market forces should be given role to play. Thatcherism is Thatcherism and Reaganism, they opened their market, but market failures happened. Big corruption scandals. Then this committee was formulated. In India also LPG etc. has come. So we need governance standards. Market can shock the nation. Also big corporates emerge. Big corporates, more powerful corporates. Also further in India, the culture of PPP, chronic capitalism. Now how big corporates can become a threat your nation also. How? Okay, policy. But some corporates can have GDP profits more than the country. California, you know California? California? California state GDP is how much? $3.3 trillion. And India GDP? And less than this or almost this. So look, one state where the Silicon Valley is, the big tech companies, the FANG companies. So just the GDP of that state alone, $3.3 trillion. India GDP almost the same or less than that. If they are not manipulating the data, it is even less than this. Then this is so what? So big threatening. We are talking about $5 trillion economy. Look at this. I guess USA is a $30 trillion economy. I'm not sure. The figures may have changed. China. Well, innovation, creativity, they are driving the humanity. Facebook, all big inventions have happened in the West. Industrial revolution, first, second, third. This is fourth industrial revolution, where AI is happening, Meta is happening. All in the West. Google search engines. India, mein, which search engine is there? And then one who was, I guess you know who? Who? Alternative to Twitter. They abandoned this. $3.3 trillion economy. Yes, FANG companies, you know FANG. Facebook, Apple. This is what? Netflix, Google, Amazon. FANG companies, all in the West. Creativity, protest in ethic. That is also one reason for success of the West. You do hard work, and hard work will be rewarded by God. Religion don't play a role in their life. I've seen some videos, people get angry when people talk about Bible. Here in India, we all know what happens. Thus religion is opium for masses, like Karl Marx said, it controls you. Rather, more you should be driven by culture. Culture, you should decide your way of life, not only religion. Also, see, Hinduism is a very liberal religion, but the interpretation and the Brahmanical order which came had destroyed a lot of aspects. Yes, Hinduism is not that structured. The Supreme Court said is a way of life, but we all know different things keep happening. So anyways, so see this role of, on the one hand, the role of private sector is increasing and ethics in governance, corporate ethics is declining. There are a lot of scams happen in India. Ketan Parekh scam, Harshad Mehta scam, Sahara scam, Satyam scam, Adani scam, and many scams happen. Sahara, Sharda Rose Valley scam, Harshad Mehta. So this also corporate governance. This is why corporate governance is needed. A company will remain a small company, will not become a big company without corporate governance. Development of corporate governance, like I said, this Adrian Cadbury committee was the first committee. Then significance of corporate governance happened. The major recommendation of that committee, chairman and CEO should be different people. 1/3 should be independent directors. Board of directors should be empowered to take decisions. In India also many committees happened on corporate governance. Like this Bajaj committee. This Bajaj committee was the first committee on corporate governance. Committee. Then Kumar Mangalam Birla committee. Committee, this happened in 1996, I guess. 1999. Narayan Murthy committee. 86 proper. Kumar Narayan Committee. Then Companies Act came in 2013. Then again, I guess Kumar Mangalam Committee was there, and then latest was Kotak Committee in 17 or 18. Kotak Committee in 18 or something, 17 or 18. This is very significant. Companies Act, for the first time in India, this was formalized. And also in 1999, amendment was made that 1/3 to the regulations, to 1/3 should were independent directors. But this Companies Act of 2013 is very significant. First time a law was there which defined and the roles of independent directors. What should be the independent directors be doing, and what is independent directors? Next, it was half of the members of the board of directors, half of the board of directors should be independent directors. Define what should be ID. Half of the members should be independent directors. Among the half, among this half, one should be woman. And yes, everyone knows 2% of the profit should go to CSR, corporate social responsibility. Also, latest committee, Uday Kotak Committee. Kotak Committee recommendations were there should be 6 board of directors for an listed company. If company is listed, then there should be 6 board of directors. 1 independent director should be a woman. Board of directors should attend at least half of the meetings in one financial year. Half of the meetings should be attended in one financial year, and if they fail to attend those meetings, they should take permission from the shareholders to continue. And also it further recommended there should be auditing standards, and CEO should not equal to chairman. See, remember this recommendation is important. Do quote, this is the latest committee. उसके बाद कोई committee बने नहीं. If it happens, they form a committee on corporate governance. I think they should form. They won't form because they need to serve Adani ji while they keep making recommendations. Uday Kotak Committee was the last committee. So you write down this much. I'll make you write all the recommendation. No need to worry. Need for corporate governance. Although corporate governance has been emphasized in the backdrop of corporate failures, although corporate governance has been emphasized in the backdrop of corporate failures, that is corporate scams and corruptions, which largely became rampant in the LPG era. First committee was set up in UK. For improving corporate standards. First committee was set up in UK for improving corporate standards. At the same time, corporate governance was emphasized. At the same time, corporate governance was emphasized due to right, first was emphasized due to first increasing role of market, second emergence of big companies, third diversification of business, next EPP, crony capitalism, so that on one hand, role of private sector is increasing, and on the other hand, ethics in business is decreasing. Is decreasing. In India, there have been various corporate scams. Such as Ketan Parekh scam. Ketan Parekh. Ketan Parekh. Harshad Mehta scam. Sahara, Sharda, Satyam. And Adani scam. Or development of corporate governance. Subheading: development of corporate governance. Development of corporate governance. In the backdrop of corruption in UK in the 90s. In the backdrop of corruption in UK in 90s. In the corporate sector. Adrian Cadbury Committee was constituted. Adrian Cadbury Committee was constituted. And its recommendation resulted in the beginning of corporate governance. Beginning of corporate governance. Now write the recommendations. Chairman and CEO should not be the same person. Yes, 1/3 should be independent directors. 1/3 of board members. Okay, 1/3 of board members should be independent directors. Next, board members should be empowered to take decisions. Right, next, recommendations resulted. Recommendations resulted in changes of corporate culture in UK, which were followed in USA as well. In India too, various committees were constituted. Such as Bajaj Committee, Kumar Mangalam Birla Committee, Narayan Murthy Committee. If you don't remember Kumar Mangalam Birla Committee, okay. Kotak Committee, following steps were taken, right? Following steps were taken. Government bought amendment in 1999. In 1999, following steps. First, in 1999, government bought amendment in the Regulation Act. And first time, 1/3 of independent directors were introduced. 1/3 independent directors were introduced. Right, next point in 2013, government introduced a new companies law. New companies law. This law, it is considered as an act of good corporate governance. It is considered as an act of good corporate governance. It has following provisions. This Companies Act. ये लिखना है provisions. It has following provisions. First time in any law, independent directors. First time in any law, independent directors were defined and their term was fixed. Second point, and their term was fixed. Next point, half of the members should be half of the board members, right? Half of the board members, board of directors, or half of the board members should be independent directors. Next, among this half, one should be woman. Next point, 2% of the net profit should go towards corporate social responsibility. Now write a Kotak committee recommendations. This is important. Do mention Kotak committee also. Question will not come directly. It will come indirectly. Corporate failures in India signify absence of corporate governance. Elucidate. Examine. Then this content need to be trimmed and comprehended and written. Minimum, this is Kotak committee's recommendation. Minimum 6 board of directors. For listed companies, minimum 6 board of directors for listed company. At least one. Next, at least one independent director should be woman. Previously they were saying one should be there, they are saying at least one. So it can be more than one also. Independent director should be woman. Next, director should attend half of the total board meetings in a financial year. If failed, they need to take shareholders' nod for continuation. They need to take shareholders' permission for continuation. Next recommendation was there should be audit committee. CEO not equal to chairman. The CEO should not be the chairman. So, what is the significance of corporate governance now? I need to check, but I guess the board of directors or they send an advertisement for an appointment of independent directors. A good faith or good ethics person will be appointed. He will act as a which does not have a financial interest. So good faith. No. Shareholders is select board of directors. So what is the significance of corporate governance? How it will ensure something good? See, anyone want to try or should I explain? Yes, very good. Linkages. If there are independent women also, ethics of care, but they are more regulated, not in execution. Execution is CEO. CEO, Jeff Bezos. See, company without corporate governance cannot survive more than one generation. That is for sure. You get it, you go analyze, many studies have done, maybe all know, several times have said every organization is going to die. This organization is also going to die one day, if not reformed and if not modified according to the changes in the environment. Many organizations died, Nokia, BlackBerry, everyone's dead. They were all dead. Where are they now? That's why government of India is also going to die, but that's why they are promoting lateral entry, agile governance, everything to modify to the changing environment, and when static is going to die. We also see before 92 there was financial crisis in India, that some loan etc, gold loan, 8 years of only 8 days of or 12 days of food grains were left. So yes, it was nearing that, then it reformed. LPG, Rao Manmohan era, Rao Manmohan reforms happened, LPG opened, new organizations came to it. So if the founder feels that this is my organization, this is going to die very soon, and it won't be passed from generation to generation. All successful organizations which have been passed generation to generation have good corporate governance. The founder should not think this is my organization. He is doubly wrong. This organization belongs to the society. Also, quality of products, quality of services can only be ensured through corporate governance. Quality of products, plus quality of services. Significance of both is very important. Quality of products is fraudism. People say fraudism was quality of products. Industrial revolution, everything happened. Ford, Ford. Fordism. This is quality of product. So in a way, they were focusing on quality of products, quality of cars, not on services. After sales, service was very poor. Then came Toyota. Toyotaism. They focused on this also. That's why they entered the Japanese and Koreans are leaders in car market. Because of this, later they adopted this. Now someone asks why Western countries are so much developed, so much. Also one reason is business is ingrained in their society. Because many businessmen became president of USA also. Gerald Ford, I guess, became the president also for US. Gerald Ford. Many, I guess, now Donald Trump also. So business and politics intertwined. Market forces. Yes, capitalist country, homogeneous country. Because capitalism is what? You need freedom. Without freedom, capitalism cannot survive. Where is freedom in India? Social sanctions a lot. Our society is designed that culture. That's why the question was, we had framed Protestant ethic and spirit of capitalism should be adopted, not as a philosophy. So not totality, very homogeneous, heterogeneous country, not possible. There will be total chaos in the country if we adopt in capitalism totality. That's why Modi ji also now is focusing on welfare budget, though it has been criticized, Narega and one more scheme has not been given adequate money. The GDP numbers are low. As in quantity terms, it must be, but in absolute terms, as a percentage of GDP, funding is less for MG Narega, which World Bank says is a stellar program for rural development. Anyways, so quality of products and quality of services. And also M.K. Gandhi said business without ethics, without corporate governance, that is, will be one of the 7 deadly sins. It is also further said in a philosophical way, health is lost, nothing is lost, wealth is lost. Wealth is lost, nothing is lost. But character is lost, that is, ethics is lost, everything is lost. Now, values are very important. In business also, we know how LPG promotes crony capitalism, CMC, commodification, materialism and consumerism. This can be dealt with corporate governance only. Now, Indian examples, which corporate has become a global giant? India. Any business, chota, small business they start, they say founder is the main person. Look at the small kirana shops in your neighborhood. Your moms and pop store. They are also called as moms and pop store. Why they are called in economically? The moms and pop store. Because mom and pop can go in their pajamas and shop there. No need to dress up. That is. I also observed these stores. Here now internet revolution is happening. Home delivery of all the products is happening. They are also given below MRP. Have they invented this? Have they tried to invent something new? No. Here, I think not proper, not a capitalist city much. They have a minimum of 500 or 600 rupees to deliver to your home. And Instamart and Swiggy, everyone, this is eating on them. Still, they don't enjoy it. They should give free delivery for anything to remain in business. They should cut down the profit and sell below MRP. Then they will remain profit. And still, these people, pre-LPG had lot of attitude. Now also they have attitude. Are they crazy or what? How they will survive this competitive environment? That's why, see, businesses don't invent. Founder thinks I am the best. That is where quality of service also very poor. Rather, they have very high potential to become big corporates. But no, founder, that's why also it is referred all this. I guess Toyota, Suzuki or something was started by a garage mechanic. He was a garage mechanic. He started all this as a Suzuki or something. McDonald's was also a small eating joint, not a big. Yes, KFC also in India. Has any Indian food so diverse? Has it gone global? Have they standardized everything? Bland Western food is reaching every corners of the country, all over the world. McDonald's is present everywhere. In all country, everyone in I guess 90, 80, 70% of this country or 90% of our population knows McDonald's. Those are no Indian food. And yet, I think Indian food is more delicious and more diverse than Western food. Have any Indian restaurant or chain in a big way reached the West? You say Haldiram. Okay, Haldiram. Yes, I'm coming there. As relatively, but McDonald's came to India, it adopted to Indian taste. It launched Mac Aloo Tikki Burger, vegetarian meal first time they had experimented. Haldiram studying veg food in the West. Who will eat this? NRIs will eat this. That too very less, and foreigners will try just for the sake of trying. It won't get part of their culture. This social science is veg na that's why Indian corporates don't become big. That's why some few corporates have total control in Indian business or Indian corporates. Ambani's, Adani's, which new corporate came? Because this social sanction, how will it come out? Still, you have not invented also, not standardized your procedures. Hygiene is a major issue. How will you sell this all in West? You're targeting this Indian NRIs, that to those vegetarian public. Also, see, many business houses see mentality is very wrong in India to do business. Any sports culture, BDM, you must be doing BDM. There was some bat manufacturer, kit manufacturer in India, very oldest is BDM. BDM Mahajan, bats used to get. Has it reached Nike or Adidas standards or Puma standards? Nike, Adidas were not proficient in manufacturing cricket kits. They were more on athletic, basketball, baseball, everything. They came and set up shops in India, Adidas and Nike. They are also, I guess Nike was a sponsor of the Indian cricket team also. And now Adidas is. And look at this BDM, oldest. Last year, the brothers were keeping fighting among themselves. No, that is, they think this is my company. They are foolish to understand this company belongs to the society. BDM would have been Adidas or Nike also of India. See, no sports brand. See, tell me which Indian sports brand is so big as Nike, Adidas, Puma. Or even Lululemon now, I guess, in the West. Luxury sports, athletic wear. Not even 1/10 of Indian sports. This is the mentality of Indians. Founder, this is my company, this is my everything. Me, not us. The quality of product and quality of services. Indian quality is very poor. And they won't even guarantee warranty. They won't give. आज तुम लेके गए टूट गया, मैं क्या करूं भाई टूट गया तो they will replace everything. Also, no, very few entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is very lacking in this country. Look at Apple. Apple manufacturing so much new things. It revolutionized the mobile technology and laptops and everything. It brought aesthetics to mobiles. Before, mobiles were for convenient use. They were not beautiful. Now beautiful consumer products they are making. Further, see, BDM had a very good opportunity. They came recently, Adidas and Nike, cricket sportswear. They didn't do anything. That is founders, etc. That business ethic is missing. Also, Indians are very good at copying. They won't innovate. Starbucks is there. You know, there is also Sardar Baksh. Sardar Baksh coffee is also there. I was also checking. Yes, Burger King is there. There is Burger Singh also. Why you don't only vote yourself only? I guess Sardar Baksh is very popular also. They fought in the court also, I guess. Starbucks accused them. They also robbed their logo also. Then they went to the courts. They said, we will add Sardar Baksh ji. Very funny, I'll show you. But I guess but why is Indian tea and coffee is where it is grown? It is grown in developing countries, not in the developed countries. This It is processed in developed countries. Yes. Yes. The Indians are doing entrepreneurship there. Not in India. All the major CEOs of big companies are Indians. I guess now Starbucks CEO is also Indian. He was fired recently. Yes. See this. Sardar Baksh coffee and Starbucks coffee. This is a logo also said. Then they, after the quote, they did this. Now it is Sardar Baksh ji, I guess. Sardar G. Baksh. That's a lack of innovation, creativity in this business sector. Also, many things are there. Yes, board of directors, see, all the problem is also board of directors not empowered also in India. Jet Airways case is a very critical case. Jet Airways, it was found board of directors were under the control of CEO and chairman of the CEO, this Naresh Goyal. Independent directors lacked independence there. Total mismanagement. Also further, I guess Tata made an offer to buy Jet Airways, but he refused. He believed this is my company, I don't want to sell. Now totally destroyed. This happens in India, it's more family-owned businesses in India. That is a problem. Family-owned keep fighting. Puma and Adidas started by two brothers, Adolf Dassler and one more name is it. They fought. Okay, but they separated. Then other brother started Puma. Another brother continued with Adidas. See this understanding. But in India, even if brother starts another company, their name will be to destroy that company. The lack of corporate culture, family-owned businesses is the main reason this corporate culture in India is not happening. Also, decisions, also the founders are the major shareholders in various companies. That is, founder thinking it is my company. So, they take decision for the majority of the shareholders. 20 or 26% must be owning by that same company. They will look into interest of this, or 51% by the founder's family. Interest of this. Also in government government PSUs, government is the majority shareholder. It will take decision for government. That's why the new corporate and new talent does not come there. New talent goes to US, they'll work as a CEO there, not CEO in India. But also good corporate practices is there, like we know Tata's, the CEO, etc. are different. It's in Infosys as well. Some good practices also exist, but hardly board of directors in India are empowered. They cannot remove their founders. Have you heard any board of director removed a founder? Bharat Pe, yes, but it was some issue happened then. SEBI took over, na? Big Four, yeah. Yes. The Big Four, I guess, which McKinsey, etc. I guess. Big Four auditing companies. Also, you see, Apple CEO was removed. Tim Cook, Steve Jobs was removed from the company. Even Uber's founder was removed. Yes, they were removed. Also, now who is the CEO of Apple? It's not from Steve Jobs' family, it's Tim Cook. In India, Adani, Ambani, everything, all family business. This is how it is. This corporate culture doesn't happen in India. Sharda scam, Adani scam, hardly independent directors are independent, even if there are laws, rules. See, many big corporates happened, they were very small entities, they did entrepreneurship and became big corporates. You go check and Toyota, Japan, various companies, they were mechanics, etc. McDonald's a very small shop. One restaurant was there. Yes, everything. That entrepreneurial culture is missing, totally missing in India. Have you heard any small corporate became a big corporate? Hardly, I guess. One may not even recall. जो ठेला पे बिजनेस कर रहा है वो ठेला वाला ही रहे. Restaurant chain, very rare. I don't know. I've never come. Yes, that is also what? That is gimmicky marketing. Product. Many people say product is not good. I have not tried. Just gimmicky marketing. MBA chai wala, now Audi chai wala, and what chai wala is coming faster, and it's all gimmicky marketing. Gimmicky marketing. Marketing is required for that company and organization that does not have quality. That does aggressive marketing. You know, if anyone is doing aggressive marketing, be rest assured it is problematic. Good companies hardly they market. Brand identify. Hardly say Starbucks marketing very aggressively. No, big companies don't market. The products get sold automatically. Yes, Sardar Baksh is very here in North India. A lot of is there. I guess in Delhi I have seen Sardar Baksh. Delhi is there. Burger Singh is there. I guess. Burger Singh. Okay, but why do innovate? Indian has so many food varieties. You make your own brand. The gimmicky is what? Develop gimmicky things. Also, see, chicken tikka masala is a national dish of United Kingdom, not of India. And they say we have invented it, it's not you have invented it. The story is that in one restaurant, Indian chef was there. The customers saying, wow, sold butter chicken, they found it very spicy. So milder version, he gave chicken tikka masala. From there, it became famous. That is one version. It is national dish of United Kingdom. It has gone west, but Indians are not with. Not even one Indian has streamlined or standardized Indian food, so it can sold mass scale. McDonald's has standardized their food. It can have higher shelf life. They have done experiments, a very high shelf life. Indian food is not standardized, and entrepreneurship is needed. Who will do this entrepreneurship? Lack of business culture in India, ethics in business is missing. That's why this innovation and creativity does not happen. Okay, any doubts in this? In the end, I'll make you write some recommendation, observations of committees in corporate governance in the end of this lecture. Yes, but see, also leader of opposition made a good observation. Who is doing startups? Are the SC, STs, the OBCs doing startups? They are still at the bottom level selling chai, etc. That is inclusive governance. What called inclusive wealth generation? How will inclusive wealth generation happen? 1%, 99% will happen. 1% owning 99% of the country's resources. Also, today article came in the Hindu about civil services also. There should be social justice. He talks about increasing retirement age so that yes, okay, na. So that the 30 plus years of service is there, so there is more pool. Secretary level. I think it's one thing aspect is increase age, life expectancy has increased now. So that time age was fixed, life expectancy was that much 63 or something. Life expectancy now, way of life also, people are also imbibing a healthy way of life also. They can remain mentally and physically fit. But also what if you are increasing age, then you are promoting government culture, not private sector entrepreneurship. Yes, it is right, gradually government should become totally minimum. Government should be only for regulation. Private culture should be encouraged, but it should be very gradual. This country is very complex, not very simple. pursuing to different castes, religion, different, very diverse. There is no country as diverse as India. So much diversity exists. So one it is, that's why mix socialism plus capitalism. Can't be either or. So write down now. Significance of corporate governance. Without corporate governance, company cannot survive more than one generation. Next point. Company is nobody's entity. If company founders, continue with that point only, if company founders think it's his property, then he is wrong. Because company becomes the entity of the society. And therefore, it should not be run according to company's whims and fancies, according to the founders' whims and fancies. Should not be run according to the founders' whims and fancies. Rather on the basis of established standards. Next point. For quality of products, and quality of services, quality of products and quality of services, corporate governance is must. Next point. There should be ethics in business. That is, business should be done with ethics. And not by hook and crook. Otherwise, morally corrupt corporate culture will emerge. morally corrupt corporate culture will emerge. Next guide, Mahatma Gandhi considered business without ethics as one of the 7 deadly sins. One of the 7 deadly sins. Also, it is said, when wealth is lost, nothing is lost. Health is lost. Something is lost. Character is lost. Everything is lost. Right, next. Corporate governance is significant. Because it is established on the basis of values. It is established on the basis of values. Corporate governance is significant because it is established on the basis of values and not on greed and desires. As it has been found nowadays, absence of corporate governance is manifesting into commodification, consumerism and materialism. Crony capitalism. Leading to a restless society. Everyone wants to earn money anyhow. That is restlessness. Leading to a restless society, everyone wants to earn money anyhow. You see, only laws cannot ensure corporate governance. There should be ethics in governance. That is, the government sector should also promote ethics. If there is no ethics in governance, how regulation will ensure there is corporate governance? So ethics in governance and corporate governance go hand in hand. Now, SEBI itself is not promoting ethics in governance. There is a regulatory capture. How then corporate governance can be expected to be followed? Also, during the Sahara scam, there was phenomenon of regulatory shopping. You understand regulatory shopping? Shopping, you understand? What is shopping? CMC, yes. Regulatory shopping means, I have explained in brief, that you modify your rules of your company in such a way that you escape regulation of one regulatory body and you go to next regulatory body. I expect there is lack of coordination between regulatory bodies. So that loophole Sahara scam was exploiting. So regulatory shopping happens. You keep on modifying your company, new amendments you keep on making to escape regulation of SEBI. Then come under IRDA. If you may IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority, then you further modify. Then come under different company, different regulatory agency, come under RBI. That is what is regulatory shopping. Hardly that is, so ethics in governance should also be equal, and so then only it will happen corporate governance. Only rules cannot alone ensure corporate governance. Intent should also be there to ensure corporate governance. The rest all things have been explained. Now write down problems of problems in corporates. Yeah. Give subheading. In ensuring corporate governance, right, of problems in corporates. Right, first point. Even if there are laws and rules, still there are corrupt practices. And corporate governance is not followed in true sense. Next point. Hardly companies have independent directors. If they have independent directors, they are hardly independent. If they have independent directors, they are hardly independent. Board of directors, next point, are not empowered to take decisions. Example, right? Jet Airways. Promoters led the board of directors. Led the board. Promoters led the board. Board was not truly independent. Board was run by the whims and fancies of the chairman. Whims and fancies of the chairman. Further, two independent directors resigned. Citing lack of independence. In most cases, what happened in Indian corporates, the founders only destroy their company. You know, Vijay Mallya destroyed Kingfisher. That way they were destroyed, and so they can take some compensation like loans or everything. They have clause in their Companies Act and they can run. That way he destroyed Kingfisher and 9,000 crore loans he had taken from SBI and he's enjoying his life. Yes, you can add that also. How that if from family oriented business, that I'll make you right. Next point, right? Nexus and corruption between corporates, politicians, and bureaucrats. Nexus and corruption between corporates, politicians, and bureaucrats. Like example, Sharda scam, Adani scam, Sahara. Don't write Sahara, write Sharda scam and Adani scam. India specific issues. Family old businesses, owned businesses, family owned businesses. Family members having high shares, having majority shares, not that, having majority shares. Next point. Business decisions are made for the benefit of majority shareholders. For the majority now as in the government, next point, in government sector, government is the majority shareholder. Next point, right? Hardly board of directors. Next one, hardly board of directors function effectively in India. Hardly board of directors function effectively in India. As focus is on majority for shareholders. As focus is on majority of the shareholders. Hardly board of directors function effectively in India as focus is on majority shareholders. Whereas in the West, quality of decision making is focused. Quality of decision is in focus. Board of directors are empowered. Even board of directors have removed founders. Example, Apple and Uber founders were removed. Oops. Right. The next point, merely law won't promote corporate governance. Merely law won't promote corporate governance, but good corporate culture. Will promote corporate governance. Will promote corporate governance. For that, there should be, for this, there should be, yes, for good corporate culture, there should be number one, legal and institutional mechanisms. Number two, promotion of entrepreneurship. Next, encouraging innovation, competition. Say, according to World Bank, $4 billion is paid as a bribe to toll officials. In India, Tatas were asked by bureaucrats to pay 600 crore for starting airlines. They wanted to start before it, and Tatas refused. Also, there was a study by Ernst and Young. It made observations that India is a very tough place to do business. It further said world over 78% of business dealings happen in good faith. You understand good faith? That is trust. That I will do this, I will do that, we will do partnership. In India, there is no culture of good faith. Here, family businesses also don't have good faith. They keep fighting among themselves. They don't. Also, there is a practice of creative accounting in India, that is, they manipulate their accounts. Many also take cuts for contracts. That is, I guess, well accepted in India now. It become culture. 30% Sarkar or 40% Sarkar. But there is takes contracts. Write down this, it will be helpful in enriching your answers. Also, I am also looking at certain observations regarding women in corporates that we'll write next time. I need to mug up a bit of those facts. Alright, example, right, in World Bank made an observation. In India, $4 billion of bribe is paid to toll officials. $4 billion of bribe is paid to toll officials. Toll collection, toll plaza. Officials, the company contract PPP पे होता है ना, so that entire organization, so they must be giving cut to government also. Build, own, transfer. model, I guess, of PPP. Build the road, operate for some years till their investment cost is recovered and then transfer back to the government. And there's BOT also, build, own, operate and then transfer. Many models are there. Now, alright, 600 crores were demanded by the Indian bureaucracy from the Tatas to start an airline. Bureaucracy to start an airline. Now right next given in Ernst and Young. E&Y, Ernst and Young made following observations. First, India is a tough place to do business. Seven out of 10 Indians pay bribe. 7 out of 10 Indians pay bribe to access public services. Next point, invest 78% of business dealings happen in good faith. That is because of protesting ethic. In the West, 78% of the business dealings happen in good faith. In India, there is no concept of good faith. In India, there is no concept of good faith. Based on trust, कि जो दो business dealing बोल रहे कि we will share this profit 50-50, good faith. So, but in India there arbitration etc. is there because it's very complicated thing. People want everything on paper, then they go for arbitration, and that is also arbitration settlement. Which is that company now? Which settles on this? Government of India, arbitration, IBC, insolvency bankruptcy code, I guess. That's why that is all this. That's what our economic service said. India is a Chakravyuh challenge. Indian business, you can enter the Indian business, but you cannot get out because of complicated arbitration, etc. You will be, people will come invest, the business will, they also want to go out, but you are trapped in this Chakravyuh because of all this. That's why most Western countries, they do business in good prior to get all these regulatory agencies, etc. There is more trust. You go Indian Western people come here, they get a shock. If some story or something I heard, he was buying he bought something, I guess, utensil, but he went home, it broke or something. Then he was very startled. Why this person sold me this defective things? They get a shock. That this also happens. Like you know how tourists are located in this country, how tourist scams always happens. But that's good faith is not there. Yes, self-checking. Amazon self-checking, I guess, so directly in the account they'll put. Good faith, that's why Protestant I think is very successful. Our philosophy, something needs to change. So now the next point, there is a practice of creative accounting in India. Practice of creative accounting in India. Creative accounting. It is a manipulate accounts to show profits or manipulate accounts to show loss. लिखना for your understanding. Manipulation of accounts to show profit or loss. Next point. Many take cuts for contracts. Cuts for contracts. Okay, we'll stop here. We'll meet on Tuesday now, I guess. Keep revising.